we've all known, the scientific community has known for 100 years that the brain works through the activity of lots of neurons at the same time. But until very recently, it was only possible to record one or two, and maybe if in the last few years it got up to a few hundred neurons simultaneously. But now we're at the stage that we can start to record 10,000 neurons at the same time. It's still not the whole brain by any means. It's still not even the whole of the cortex, but it is all of the neurons within a small chunk of the cortex. And that gives us an opportunity now to understand, at a comprehensive level what those neurons are doing. And how they're processing the information. With this particular technique, it's only focused in one very, very specific region, in our case, the visual cortex, because we're looking at how visual information is processed. But there are other techniques that get to brain-wide activity, and probably the next frontier after this one will be understanding how the whole brain works together as a whole. There are some other technologies, very exciting, that will allow that soon, but that's not what I'm going to talk about today. The experimental techniques are only the beginning of the story, indeed. Once you have this data, it's such an amazing opportunity, and of necessity it's going to require mathematics and computational approaches just to deal with this amount of data, even in fact to find the language that you need to describe the activity of this many neurons at the same time. This type of data hasn't come up before in any other field of science. There are many fields of science that have big data, econometrics, finance, they've got realms of data, but it's a very different sort of data than we have here. So the mathematical and statistical techniques just don't exist to process this sort of data. The goal all along is, once we understand these concepts of how the brain processes information, we'll be able to apply those to situations where the brain goes wrong. So in the UK, at UCL in particular, where we are now, there's a new group coming to study Alzheimer's disease, and they're moving right into our building. It's going to be a fantastic opportunity to understand what happens in the brain of Alzheimer's or other neurodegenerative disorders that causes the cognitive symptoms of these diseases, which are often the worst symptoms that they have.